The Chicago Bulls have now updated us on what Coby White's exact injury is, and it's not as bad as it looked. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, and we got an update on Coby White. And so MRI revealed that Coby White has what they're calling a mid-hip sprain, so it's not as serious as what it looked like. It says that he can return as early as Saturday's game against the Washington Wizards, so he will be out today against the Los Angeles Clippers, which is a big game, make no mistake about it, for the Chicago Bulls. But with how bad that injury looked, if Coby White ends up escaping this with only missing one game and returns on Saturday, that's big. So the Bulls avoid a major injury scare to Coby White, and that's the most important thing, is that it's not going to be anything that's long-standing. I had said before, if there was any kind of risk of it being re-aggravated or turning into a major injury, I would have much rather see the Chicago Bulls go ahead and sit him down for an extended period of time, but it looks like you don't have to worry about that. He's going to be missing one game, which, prayers up to Coby White, and thank God for that as well, because that injury looked so bad with the way that he fell and how Pascal Siakam fell on top of him. So the fact that Coby, who's played all games so far for the Chicago Bulls, hasn't missed a game up until this point, if he does end up missing only one game, it's not that big a deal. I would say even if he does miss Saturday's game as well, and he doesn't return to the Chicago Bulls until next week, that's not the worst thing that could happen for the Chicago Bulls if that were to be the case. So, get Coby healthy. The biggest thing is him feeling at 100%. Knowing Coby White, though, he's going to be trying to get back out on that basketball court as soon as possible. We do play also on Monday, so if he does end up missing, the Saturday game as well, just to get a little bit of extra rest in there, we'll see what happens with that. But the fact that he escaped that with only a mild hip sprain is really good, because that, and that's what I said in the post-game show yesterday, is that, injuries can look way worse than what they are at times, especially when you're looking at it like in slow motion and things like that. And it really did look like Coby White was going to miss some huge extended amount of time, but that's going to be avoided. So Coby White on pace, or at least can return as soon as Saturday. We'll see if that ends up being the case. I'm sure they're going to be putting him through a lot of tests to make sure he's kind of what that pain threshold and things are with that. But the bigger thing here, the most important thing, is that we avoid a major injury to our starting point guard in Coby White, who's on pace and he's a candidate for the most improved player of the year. And I've said before, I think that he should be a shoo-in for that award. Nobody has improved more in production on the court and in role than Coby White this season. So I hope that continues for Coby White and for the Chicago Bulls. And, this is the best case scenario out of a scenario that you don't want to be put in at all. But let me know what you guys think on everything down below. Do you think the Bulls should be extremely cautious, maybe make him sit out the rest of this week, the 2 games remaining on the schedule this week? Or do you think if Coby's ready to go, just go ahead and let him out there and then, let him work through the soreness and things like that? Let me know what you guys think on all that down below. Otherwise, make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.